Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, glad to have you here. Today we have a 3v3 in the SFO mod, and we are doing a good versus evil themed battle. We have Bretonia, the Empire, and the Wood Elves going up against Chaos, the Beastmen, and the Greenskins. So a very interesting matchup and lots of things to plan for. So I tried to take a very general army. You can see I have a main line of Dryads here with a Branch Wraith supporting these two. His Call of the Wild actually only hits 2 units, so you have to have it between these units if you want it to take effect. I have another one here. I have one Eternal Guard on each side, one in the woods over here, and then I also have a Forest Dragon put over here to scout this kind of these trees over here, just for any Vanguard silliness. I do have 2 Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts. Not sure what I would be shooting at, but these guys are kind of the great against everything Glade Guard. I do have some War Dancers with Azrai Spears here in the back on guard duty. And you can see Orion here all angry with his spear. The Empire player here has a main line of Flagellants, Warrior Priests supporting with Sigmarite's Disciples supporting. So this is going to be a very tough blob of Flagellants. And then behind them 2 Greatswords. So non-armor piercing and armor piercing backlines. So he can really deal with almost anything thrown at him. 1 unit of halberds out on each flank, 2 handgunners, and a great cannon vetted up to maximum. And joining us today is Balthazar Gelt. Love to see him. And he's actually pretty potent in this mod. Very good against armor, and he'll be able to debuff things that the Flagellants are fighting to really help crush them. Bretonian player does have a Blessed Field Trebuchet out over here for the Empire to help defend. And then he's got a main line of Foot Squires with the Fey Enchantress and the Green Knight here. So a nice core there. And he's got a bunch of cavalry out here in the forest in the form of 2 questing knights. I feel like he's missing something. A nice Hell Cannon shot there. Oh yeah, and then over here you can see some mounted yeoman archers are out in the back. Over here you can see there is a Marauder Horsemasters and Chaos Warhounds with Poison. Interesting matchup there. And in this mod, Horsemasters do have anti-large. So, if the Warhounds can hold something for long enough that the Skirmisher Cavalry can kind of do what they need to do, that's a decent combination. I'll start over here with the Greenskins. 2 Goblin Wolf Riders over there in the woods. A huge main line of Orc Biggins, sorry. With Orc Boys and Black Orcs who are taking artillery fire. In the back, nice Goblin Rock Lobber set of artillery. So we are actually outgunned in this matchup because they do have a Hell Cannon over here. 2 units of Savage Orc Boar Boys, Biggins, and these guys are the anti-large because apparently in the lore, the Savage Orcs are kind of monster hunters. So they do have that anti-large damage here and that physical resist. So they're pretty intimidating here. And then leading his army is Wurzag. So going cheap on the Lord, combining Lord to kind of get a wider army. Chaos player here going for a very elite but small build. You can see 2 Chaos Trolls armored. And these guys have very low models. So they are very hard to take out. Just because each model has so much hit points and they regen that you can't just take out a few models and stop the regen that way. It is very difficult to kind of even put down one of these trolls. You have to get them very low. And he does have Dragon Ogre Shaggoth with Kolek Sun Eater and some Chaos Knights with the Lances, who in this mod are anti-large and armor piercing. So a terrifying little army, a little anti-cav force there. And then of course he does have that kind of flanking force out there, along with the Hell Cannon. The Beastmen just have a ton of infantry, just a fat amount of Gore Herd here, all the way across. He's got some Spearmen, some Warhounds, 2 units of Chaos Spawn, Morgar, some more Warhounds in the back, and some more Spears. So a very just heavy rush army with a Bray Shaman of Death, who we definitely want to keep away from the Green Knight. So you can see we do have a very staggered deployment here. You can see the Chaos is stacking up with the Beastmen to kind of crush Bretonia here. And me and the Empire, I'm the Wood Elves here, are coming out here to double team the Greenskins. So essentially this game is whoever can double team one player faster than the other team. I think I did forget. I did bring some Sisters of the Thorn. because I didn't have enough money for some Wild Riders, and they are a little bit cheaper. But they do have armor piercing and poison missile damage, so they're just very good skirmisher cav. And you can see I came over here just to start doing whatever damage I could to these Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins, just so I can focus these guys on protecting my back lines. And we're going to get started here. I will be slow-mowing it quite a lot. You can see the Bretonnian player very wisely is attempting to run away, but there's not really much he can do with the speed of the Beastmen. He is going to get caught, and you can see that Trebuchet is opening fire on that huge blob. The Flagellant's taking a ton of damage from this artillery, and you can see here I am posturing up, getting ready to kind of come around this flank. So some Orc Boys here, Eternal Guard are going to be the anvil, and I'm going to actually use some Dryads here as the hammer. You can see my Glade Guard are already firing at the Black Orcs because I need them dead, and these guys are kind of the only way I have to deal with them at the moment. You can see I'm putting down some nice damage on these Savage Orcs, and I'm going to be trying to bait them here into my spears. Now you can see this battle is engaged, and these Black Orcs are going to suffer terribly as long as I can keep this fire going with my Glade Guard, but you can see my Glade Guard took a ton of damage, and that was from an overcasted extended Brain Burster from Wurzag. So it just did a ton of damage to these guys. Very scary for me. Over here you can see the Foot Squires did get caught, and they were forced to engage, and they're just slowly being swarmed. You can see the rest of these guys coming around. You can see the Questing Knights just got getting annihilated by spears and dragon ogres, and they couldn't run away because of the warhounds with poison. And so here, and they're getting flanked by these Chaos Knights. So just almost the entire Chaos army is over here, just slaughtering those guys, except for these Chaos Trolls who are coming over here, and they're going to do an excellent against these Foot Squires. So this is not looking too good. We are starting to win on this side, but we need to do it faster if we're going to save the Empire. You can see my Forest Dragon did come in the back here. I did successfully get my Eternal Guard in on these guys, and my Forest Dragon was brought down. With 110 armor, I felt pretty safe dropping him into these anti-large units, just because they're not armor piercing. And the Forest Dragon is just, in this mod, is so expensive and is very terrifying. You can see my Sisters of the Thorn just firing in here, poisoning these guys, making them even worse at fighting my Forest Dragon. You can see my Branch Wraith over here that I think I forgot to tell you about. It does have Earthblood and Mystifying Miasma, so I'm going to be dropping that on, or those Earthbloods whenever I can. Over here you can see I think I'm dropping a Bombardment, and some Dryads are going to get in here against these Orc-Boar Biggins, and they'll probably lose that fight. But you can see we're wrapping up kind of this left flank of the Greenskins. The Bretonnians are holding pretty well. Comet coming down here on these Gore Herd, doing what it can. You can see those Questing Knights holding on for a very long time in a very bad situation, but they're finally starting to rout. And you can see these Mounted Yeomen are just slowly killing this Hell Cannon, so that would be very good if they can get rid of them. Over here you can see these guys are untouched. Probably should have brought my Sisters of the Thorn over here, but I just really wanted to turn this engagement in my favor even more, so I wanted to keep them throwing their armor-piercing anti-large spears. And so you can see here, still firing at these guys. And yeah, it is just a mess right now. Over here you can see these Chaos Warhounds. Nice way to use this Green Knight, keeping it away from that Chaos Sorcerer of Death, wherever he is. Probably over here. I don't know. But definitely good keeping him away from that, because if he does cast it on him, he'll have to use the extended, more expensive version. You can see, what is this cannon shooting at? Shooting at these Black Orcs. Probably a good trade here, just because the Flagellants are unbreakable. I would have loved to have seen it take out that Hell Cannon real quick, though, just because a gold-shevved cannon can do a lot of work. You can see my archers over here still pretty healthy. My War Dancers still standing guard, and that was good because here come some Warhounds around the back. And you can see I'm slowly cleaning up these Savage Orcs. You can see these Mounted Yeomen just running away from these Chaos Warhounds. Over here, I do drop the Curse of Honor Air, so I make these guys super slow. I charge them with the Sisters of the Thorn, and then here come my War Dancers, and this is just I've figured out that this is a great unit for dealing with those Greenskin Goblin Wolf Riders, just because they're fast and they're pretty decent in melee combat, with 38 melee attack and melee defense, so they can really just do a number on these guys really quick, and they're less expensive than Wild Riders. Now you can see I've kind of mopped up this. The artillery is firing at me, so now I do have to go deal with it. My Eternal Guard are chasing these boars. And you can see this, the beastmen just are overwhelming in number. So it's not looking too good for us here. You can see this Hell Cannon is just decimating my Glade Guard, which are very important if I'm going to be taking out some of the large targets like the Shaggus on the field still. And you can see I'm trying to come to the aid of the Empire player here. Thank God most of his stuff is unbreakable. You can see Balthazar Gelt is in here too. But here come these spawned Chaos Spawn, or actually they're just the ones he brought. And they're just tearing up these handgunners. Definitely not where they want to be. You can see the Green Knight though, luckily still very untouched. Wurzag, the Sorcerer of Death over here, about half health. And if we want to win this, we do have to take him out, I believe. Over here you can see some Warhounds finally getting these guys. Great choice there. And you can see my Dragon really being wasted over here, trying to take these Goblins out. He's just not really good at that, just because they're so spread out and they're not swarming around him. Lucky miss there from the Hell Cannon, so trying my best to succeed. And here comes Orion like a linebacker, just running into the fight. I was hoping to get him after the Bray Shaman, but he was a little too far away, so I settled on Wurzag, who it was at half health. So I was feeling pretty confident dropping him in there. So you can see here the Empire's back line has been disrupted. We still have the Green Knight. We still have a lot of my forces here just because I wasn't matched up against the player. We still have my Forest Dragon, and we're finally shutting down that artillery, which is good for us. But it's not looking too good. You can see in here, I believe I'm shooting at some trolls, trying to just scare them off the field, because I know I do have fire damage, and they are armored, so this is basically the perfect target for my Glade Guard, just because I'll be doing a ton of extra damage here. He keeps trying to drop spells on me. He does do a great job of canceling that vortex. So we're just disrupting my movement, not letting me sit and shoot, so really good job there. You can see my War Dancers, the Azrai Spears, are coming over here to try and help, try and pin these Chaos Knights. There's just a lot of large units over here, so I thought it would be a good place to send them, but that does allow these Wolf Riders to come through, which is not what I need right now. Luckily, my Sisters of the Thorn are on kind of Overwatch. You can see the Bretonnian, the Foot Squires have kind of been routed off the field. The Fae is routing, some Warhounds chasing him. Luckily, these Chaos Spawn are out of control, so they're just running off the field, doing nothing. Definitely what we need at this point. Anything we can do. And look at me, poor Micro here, just letting these War Dancers do nothing. But my Glade Guard are getting some fire in, and oh man, do I not see it? Oh man, so just Fate of Buna, or oh my god, what is that spell called? Dark Purple Sun of Xarius does drop here, doing a ton of damage. Luckily, it didn't kill a lot of models. And over here, you can see my Sisters of the Thorn running away from Kolek. Do not want that fight at all if we're going to win this. I'm just trying to drag him away from the field. Give myself and the Empire player here as much opportunity and the Green Knight to take out the rest of this stuff as possible. But you can see there's just too much mobility here on the field currently. And my bowmen are just going to get isolated here by Kolek. Purple Sons of Xarius, they're just not having a good time. Just like 30 of them just are going to get squashed here. Here comes the Forest Dragon. I think I'm going to drop him in. Try and get some help here. Going to get a nice charge. And then shooting him point blank. So really, really just trying my best here to get rid of Kolek, do some damage. But some spears are on the way. You can see the Green Knight, Orion are coming. So we're really just going to try and focus this guy. Soul Blight being dropped, which is not good for us. That's a lot of melee tech we need. But you can see Kolek is just chunking out that dragon. He's anti-large. The Force Dragon is not. So it's really not the best battle for me. But I figured I would never have Kolek isolated like this again. So I just dropped it. You can see I think I'm going to drop one of my few Earth Bloods I have left. Heal this core of heroes here. And you can see he's wisely going to run away. He's taking a lot of damage too. And he can't heal. So you can see over here, we're just trying to chase him down, but we're going to have to just... He's too fast, and we have too much other stuff to worry about. You can see we don't have too much left. These Chaos Knights with Lances, luckily, are being hit by the Eternal Guard, and I do slow them with the Curse of Enrayer as they're running away, so it's going to just make it impossible for them to get out of this fight without taking a ton of damage. And here you can see I'm going to charge in, make sure they stay there, because I need to get this high mobility, anti-large, armor-piercing unit off the field. Over here you can see now we've kind of been surrounded. Morgar, Kolek, Orion's going to get in here, do some nice damage. Luckily we do have the Green Knight here. I guess another Earthblood coming down. I think I had a Scroll of Power there on the Branch Wraith. So really just trying to save these guys. But you can see Orion not taking very much damage, so the healing kind of wasted on him at this point. Balthazar Gelt is over there. You can see, so he's cleaning up kind of the rest of the stuff, while the Green Knight and Orion try and finish off Kolek. I did bring out the dragon. I thought he was taking too much damage, and I brought him over here to try and free up my spears, because I figured my spears would do pretty well in this circumstance. You can see dropping some AoE stuff here. But a lot of Orion spells are not really useful at this point, just because there's not very many units left on the field, not really very many blobs. And you can see I'm so blobbed up over here that I don't really have a chance to protect these guys. So you can see the Hounds of Orion coming down. Look at these guys, like fighting to the last Glade Guard. But there you can see the Brave Shaman of Death is terrified, but Orion is taking a ton of damage, so he's just going to line back right out of there, just trying to run. But for some reason, I think the Hounds are on him, so he's not able to get his full speed, and he's going to take a lot of damage from Morgar here, which is a huge mistake, something I can't handle at this point. Like, I should be able to, I think, outrun most things, except not Kolek, but you can see I'm trying really hard to get Orion out of there, get him back to this fight. And I think I'm going to be casting my last Earthblood here on this final blob. You can see I don't have much left. No one really has much left. We have some mounted yeomen. We have a very hurt Orion. Kolek is about to die, thank the Chaos Lords. But Morgar is full health, so that's pretty terrifying. And you can see Orion just, now that he has that Earthblood, he's just running away to make sure he gets the most out of it. And I want to just sit back and use his ammo, just because of his low health. You can see the Forest Dragon in here, about half health, is helping to get rid of these these trolls. You can see Balthazar Gelt still running on Overwatch. Empire Infantry cleaning up some of these Beastmen. That's a pretty, who knows who will win that fight. You can see I tried to drop stuff on there as these Chaos Knights are coming for Orion. I knew they were a threat. They were one of the few things that could catch him, and at his low health, they might actually be able to finish him off. So you can see dropping that Curse of Enrayer, really trying to get the most out of those Sisters of the Thorn, bringing them Dryads in. Oh man, and it's just so close. You can see Dryads getting that rear charge, but Orion just spearing that guy off the horse. Oh, it's so close. See, dropping Shields of Thorn over here, just doing everything I can, and luckily they do rout. So I still have kind of these spearmen at my core. I have my Forest Dragon, I have my Branch Wraith, though he is not going to like this fight against Morgar. The problem is they have these chaos trolls. Look, they have 4 models still. They have, that one's down 1 model, but this one still has all of its models, which is not good at all. You can see my Branch Wraith is getting chunked out. More Chaos Spawn are spawning. Oh man. Luckily, the Dryads did get these guys off, and I'm using the Sisters of the Thorn to clean up the cavalry. Orion is going to be running around, still throwing stuff, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh my god, we might be able to pull this out. You can see the balance bar still sort of even. They just have so much stuff on the field, and you can see these trolls coming after Orion, and Orion's just like, I'm having none of that. My Forest Dragon trying to come in here, deal with these guys. The problem is, look, Kolek's still alive, so as long as their leader's alive, I feel like they're not going to rout just because of the bar here. Oh, I think I missed a drop there. But you can see we did kind of isolate these trolls. We did break them. They're terrified because of that Forest Dragon and the Green Knight. So trying to get them off the field. You can see my Sisters of the Thorn are trying to get rid of them, but they just don't do enough damage, and they're too armored for these Sisters to really do much about it. So you can see they're just going to be relegated to hunting that, and you can see my spears are trying to make a last stand here. Luckily, these Chaos Spawn, I do have some spears in here. The Forest Dragon's pretty tanky, and this Chaos Spawn don't do armor-piercing damage, but the other unit of trolls, and worse, Some spears are coming in here, which is not what we need right now. Luckily, I'm dropping some. Oh no! I missed like probably the best moment in the replay right there. Kolek Sun Eater dropped a Lord of the Storm on Orion, and you can see his poor dead body. I did not think it was going to kill him. He had like 400 health left, and it just sniped him out. It was so sad. And so Orion did die there, and you can see a lot of my stuff is routing here, which is not good. You can see the Forest Dragon routing. So this went from being a potentially, potentially Orion helping to swing this in our favor to a very terrifying battle. You can see these mounted yeomen are going after Kolek, trying to just do that last bit of health. Sisters of the Thorn still scaring these guys off. You can see Star Crusher going off. And man, artillery came back. We do have the Green Knight though, and you can see Shield of Thorn is being dropped on him, trying to just increase his damage. Oh man. But you can see Morgar still full health. Chaos Trolls still at full models. And no healing left on the knight on our side for the Green Knight. I do have some units of spears. You can see my guys still chasing out these trolls, not able to even kill a single model. You can see my Sisters of the Thorn very, very bloodied. Kolek over here did chase off these mounted yeomen with the help of the artillery. You can see Balthazar Gelt here. Is he going to go in for a charge? I really don't. He still has 1,000 health, which is almost as much as Barfazar. Missed the charge there. Definitely need to get him out of there. Oh god. Oh, luckily that attack missed. You can see the Green Knight in here. Chaos Spawn. I think those chaos. Look at those Chaos Trolls coming after my Spearmen. And I was just afraid of army losses, so I started booking these guys out of here. Oh my god, cue the Benny Hill theme song music. As these trolls, I just can't kill them. I can't. Because these guys do not do armor piercing damage. It's just so hard to kill routing units. I was just trying to, I wonder if they're regenerating. Yeah, they're regenerating, so really no hope here. Just trying to give the Green Knight time to kill things. Keep these guys out of the fight as long as possible. You can see the Green Knight over here just doing pretty good with that Dolores Blade, fighting Morker. Need to get rid of these spears, so maybe potentially a rear charge from Balthazar Gelt. And you can see here the trolls come, and the Sisters of the Thorn are running out of there. I want to just keep them alive to keep spamming those abilities here on the Green Knight to try and give him any edge possible. Oh man, what's this? Oh man, Lord of the Storm on his own Spearman. That's just gonna like wreck one of the few sources of anti-large damage they have left. So here you can see I dropped Curse of Anraer. I was trying to get Kolek, but he didn't flee the radius. And you can see the Green Knight is trying to chase him down. Sisters of the Thorn have sensed weakness and are going to be coming in as well. You can see my Forest Dragon is over here. Every time I try and bring him back in, he just routs again because he has so low health, 886. So he's essentially out of the battle, but he is helping to keep this balance bar in our favor. So you can see Balthazar Gelt coming in here, some mounted yeomen. Here come the Sisters of the Thorn. And right now it's kind of just a chase. I know my Sisters of the Thorn can catch him, so I'm just hoping to there we go. So once I did catch him, we were able to finish him off with the Green Knight's help. And so now it's Balthazar Gelt, a Green Knight, some Sisters of the Thorn, and mounted yeoman archers up against 2 units of Chaos Trolls, some spears, and Morgar. But look at this shaky leadership. Their lord just died. They are trolls, so they don't have the best leadership anyways. And once the terror hits from that Green Knight, they can rout pretty quick. So here you can see we're trying to isolate this unit over here. So you can see the Green Knight went over here. And now we're just going to take on this unit, try and rear charge it, bring in my spears, drop my buffs, anything to do to take out this knight, stop it from this troll, stop it from regenerating. So there you can see it shatters. Oh my god, and that was a blessing. And the Green Knight over here, you can see these Chaos Trolls did get terrified off the field. So we're going to start bringing in my spears, start bringing in my Sisters of the Thorn, and I'm going to try and run these guys down, trying to make sure they shatter. You can see I am starting to bring that Forest Dragon back in just for the superior units nearby or whatever. Debuff. You can see my Eternal Guard, 12 models, 80 health there. Man. So you can see damage sustained minus 56. The only thing keeping them in the fight is the enemy's routing there in the back. So you can see here we're just using our superior mobility to take out these trolls. We know if we let them live that's just a free give to our opponents. So we're gonna try and take them out. You can see we just dropped a model there. Very important for trolls. Stop that regeneration on that one model. You can see the Forest Dragon is going to come in. I think I might drop him in just to try and shatter the unit. But you can see Morgar is sitting in the trees with his Spearmen, hoping to have some bonuses versus anti-large. And you can see there, right when the Forest Dragon drops in, they do shatter. Drop Curse of Honor Air, not going to be super useful at this stage in the battle. And so now it's just Morgar and Spearmen against the Green Knight. Honestly, the Green Knight at this point could probably chunk these guys out by himself. Let's see, I think the Green Knight comes with an ability to regenerate in the forest, so this might not actually be the best place. Let's pause it. This might not be the best place for Morgar to make his last stand. Oh yeah, so Sacred Guardian replenishes hit points of combatants disabled if the unit is not in the forest. So if he's sitting in here, he will actually regenerate health. So that makes him even more terrifying. You can see these guys are wavering here. And we're going to get this started. Sisters of the Thorn holding their ground. Really great leadership on these guys. And they are being inspired by Balthazar Gelt, and so is this dragon. Balthazar Gelt is going to come in. He's not going to like this fight at all, so I think he's just going to cycle charge. Shield of Thorns being dropped. Dragon just sitting on Overwatch. I'm going to charge in with my Sisters of the Thorn. Or maybe not. Still deciding what to do with them. Green Knight here is our last and only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Or help me. I forget what his name is in the lore. But help me, Green Knight. You are our only hope. And he's, look at Morgar, so big. But one-on-one, I really believe the Green Knight will be able to win this. And you can see my Sisters of the Thorn are going to be coming in here, making sure that these Spearmen stay gone. Really just making themselves pay. You can see 160 kills on these guys. And the Green Knight in here just chunking Morgar out. I should probably bring these Spearmen in. But I believe in this mod, the Green Knight is not actually unbreakable, so he can break in this mod. But it's just very difficult because he does have, I think, just a leadership of 99 or more. So you can see Mounted Yeomen here rallying to their leader. Spearmen are going to come in, and as the dragon comes down to finish it off, it is going to be a very, very, very Pyrrhic victory. Probably one of the closest 3v3s I've had. And I was joined here by Vermin and Bart. Marcus Skine was on the other team, and Jack. Those are two names you've seen on this channel quite a lot. And a Fury of Owls joined us as the Greenskins. So there's a lot of stuff to go through. But you can see Balthazar Gelt actually racking up a ton of kills. Orion with 206, Sisters of the Thorn, 172. Look at this Dryad, got 160. So these infantry units just really chunking out a ton of stuff, as our spears definitely doing some good damage. Just Sisters of the Thorns being MVPs, taking on lots of different challenges. You saw them help against those Savage Orc Biggins, bait them into spears. You saw them sit behind an engagement and pepper stuff with poison. And you saw me constantly using those two abilities, and you saw them take out those highly mobile threats from the Greenskins. So just a very versatile unit and very, I think, useful, especially in a 3v3 when you have no idea what you're going to be getting. It pays off to have versatile units like that. You can see the Bretonnians here, these Mounted Yeomen, definitely doing work. This Blessed Field Trebuchet taking out a lot of those Gores. And you can see these Foot Squires and these Questing Knights just in an overwhelmingly one-sided fight, just because it was essentially Marcus Skine and Jack coming down full force on Bart. So he definitely did a great job holding his ground and allowing us to kind of take on a Fury of Owls. But you can see he definitely had these mounted yeomen helping out. They did take out the Hell Cannon and a lot of other stuff. Fury of Owls here you can see he actually got a good number of kills. His Savage Orc Biggins probably were the least performing unit on his roster. You can see these Rock Lobbers did pretty well. And these Biggins and these Black Orcs still racking up a lot of kills even though they were surrounded. Marcus Gun, you can see here his very elite army. Those Chaos Trolls really doing work. Kolek and these Marauder Horsemasters and the Hell Cannon usually gets more kills, but I think it was just shut down in the back by those Vanguarded Archers. But you can see these Chaos Knights with Lances definitely doing work. But getting caught by my Azurai Spears and my Eternal Guard is what put an end to them. You can see Jack here with his Beastmen as he likes to bring Chaos Spawn doing really well, and this Bray Shaman of Death racking up 111 kills. Definitely doing work. But super Pyrrhic victory. Great game to all my opponents, and hopefully there'll be some more team battles in the future. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and that's that.